Hi there, Reject Nation. I'm Greg Alba.
And I'm John Humphrey.
And I'm Olivia Massir.
Holding Got Oreos. Guys, we're going to watch what I'm assuming is the most positive episode of this season of Game of Thrones in just a minute here. But right before we do that, I want to say thank you to Eric over at Nerd Chronic for editing this video. You guys can follow him on social media. This man has done work for many people, including Akasan, Iman Snow, and even a lot of work on the Schmodown. You guys can go check out his YouTube channel and his podcast, wherever podcasts are actually found. Just to reiterate, we can only show about 10 minutes of footage during our reaction. That is just the fair use rules. Doesn't mean the video is monetized, it just means you guys get to watch it. But if you want to stream along with us for a full-length uncut reaction, you guys can head over to our Patreon page. Over there we do weekly Q&As as well as TV show reaction stream-alongs for many shows. That includes My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, I gotta continue that this week, One Punch Man, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Gotham, John did all of Haunting of Hill House, and Supernatural. Several of those shows actually have reaction highlights included. Those are Supernatural, One Punch Man, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and My Hero Academia. Of course, Game of Thrones is included over there as well. Also, I know two people in my life that whenever animals die on screen, it pisses off their souls very much. Andrew Gordon and Olivia. I know she is not alone, so there's some animal deaths and you get upset. She has every right to.
Yeah, I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna yell.
Yeah, and you might not like it, but deal with it.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Anywho, let's get to this. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh god.
Oh man.
Is it?
It looked like it.
Yeah.
Aexio sogno, ilon misas,
What did she?
Kesirusitantus, Zobrieisas se signotuledus.
Whoa.
Yes, God! Yes!
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm glad we're gonna win. Everyone's gonna be fine.
Wow. Wow!
Can she do that for everyone? Because that would be very beneficial.
Tips of the air.
Oh, damn.
All the horses.
Nipple chills.
I know. Oh, wow, dude. Look at the budget here.
I know.
Damn.
No wonder we don't have elephants.
Oh!
What the fuck?
Oh wow.
Oh my God! They just all got wiped out.
Holy shit.
No.
Oh my God.
Whoa! Holy fuck!
Jamie.
No!
No!
Finally! Jesus Christ!
So hard to feel hopeful right now.
I know. Because you know they have a dragon too. Not Ed. Not Sam. Not Ed or Sam.
Start fighting. Start fighting!
Oh, Ed! Oh, Ed!
Oh,
This is like
this went to shit like right away.
They had no
like
plan.
right
it's
away.
like if Army of Darkness was like an actual gritty war movie.
Yes! Thank God! Fuck!
Coming through in the clutch. Woo! Don't celebrate.
I just need a little bit before it gets terrible again. Oh God! You have some dialogue. Take a little breather. Jesus.
Christ.
I want to appreciate the beauty of the war choreography and the shots, but I'm like so fucking like terrifying.
You might be surprised at the lengths I'd go to avoid joining the army of the dead. I could think of no organization less suited to my talents.
The things I did, everything you did brought you where you are now. Home.
Oh, that's strangely comforting.
That's very understanding.
Dude, man.
Oh damn! They're all gonna start just going for it, aren't they? Yup, there it is.
On the walls!
Oh no. Oh no.
Is that it?
Yes. Oh no.
There he is. How the fuck can they possibly win?
Winterfell's done.
How can they possibly
can't.
win this? I just don't
They
understand.
can't win this.
There's no way.
Winterfell's gonna fall.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's so many of them!
And we still have the crypts, you guys.
Nice.
Yes,
Fuck yeah, Arya.
Yes.
Yeah!
Yeah.
God, look how smooth she is.
Whoa! Oh, that's very bad.
Oh! Ah! Oh man, fuck! No.
Oh.
You stabbed that dude right in the face. Oh. Oh, man. Oh!
Oh my god.
He's crushing her.
Yeah, girl, get him. Dude.
Oh!
Look out of time, you guys.
What a fucking
Oh,
badass.
she's sacrificed herself, man.
Dude.
She sacrificed herself.
Oh, that's bad.
You guys need to start strategizing some shit, man. They need to like fucking strategize something. Oh shit, it's that scene in the trailer. We see her like breathing heavy up against the wall. Arya is so far the best part of this whole episode.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Ghost,
And
yes.
Ghost, of course. Ghost.
Start running.
Whoa.
Go get.
It'll be there.
Oh no 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 no!
Said I'd shut many eyes forever. You were right about that too.
Brown eyes, green eyes,
Blue eyes.
And blue eyes.
Ooh. I predicted one thing. One thing.
And what do we say to the god of death?
Call back.
Not today.
Wow. To be a...
Ugh!
Oh god, I want to read this so bad. Oh, thank God.
Whoa.
Thank God.
Oh, damn.
Nah, I mean, he's still alive though, right?
Well, yeah, of course, but... That would be awesome if the Night King just died right there.
Oh, fuck.
Dracarys.
Did she do it? I just like don't want to celebrate. I just don't want to celebrate.
No, but
Oh my god.
Nah, he's alive.
He's totally alive. Oh my effing god.
Oh no.
Get the fuck
Get out
out
of here. Fly! Oh, fuck!
oh, good. Oh, wonderful. Come on, fight.
Oh no.
Oh,
Dick move, man.
Oh.
The only shot is Jon has to kill him. It's like their only shot.
Oh my god, I told you!
Yeah, the Crips, man.
Crips.
Such a deal with the Crips.
Called it. Dead or Rising. I was half hoping he couldn't do if they've been dead for a long time. Yeah! Fly. Go up in the sky.
Fly.
Are you fucking
Oh my god, no.
I can't.
Oh no. Fly.
No, it's okay. Ooh, who was that? Jorah! Khaleesi.
No, Sansa, no.
Don't, you'll just become one of them.
No.
You gonna go fight?
Oh. This weirdly came out of nowhere.
Oh.
God damn.
God, Theon, look at him kicking so much ass.
You're a good man. Thank you.
Oh, Theon.
Oh no!
Oh, no. Oh, man. Arya!
Oh.
Oh! Yes! Fuck yeah! Coolest
Fucking thing.
Yes!
Oh my fucking
Sorry if we blew out the microphone there, guys. No, Jorah, no, someone get him a doctor. No.
No, Sandra, please. No, you guys.
Oh, he was gonna say something.
There it is. Oh.
Yep.
I think I want to clap for that episode for the
we
hard
should
work
clap.
they did. They worked their asses off on giving us a 80-minute movie there. And oh boy,
Are there things to say about it?
All right, let's talk about
Let's
it.
do it.
All right, so we'll talk about everyone who died in a minute, but
Bruno got dusted.
But damn, dude, they delivered on what they said in terms of wanting to make like a cinema level scope of it. I'm not sure where I'd rank this battle in terms of all the awesome battle sequences they've had in Game of Thrones, but in terms of like portrait like images, sequences like when they're flying in the sky, or a lot of these angles look like we were watching like a painting in action. In the moment, it's so scary and terrifying, and it's hard to just admire and appreciate the beauty of so many of these shots because I'm so in the moment. But but looking back, there's a lot of like very beautiful, haunting imagery throughout here that they really did up their game. You're like, okay, this is what that whole budget talk is all about.
Yeah, that as well as all the stuff inside, like, even though it's not as, heavy effects, it's still, like, the tangible sets there, and when they're indoors, like, in these actual different narrow hallways and passages, it feels like they really went the extra mile to have a very tangible set on hand, so it feels real. Like, they really put you in the shoes of everybody in that, like, throughout the episode, I just kept thinking to myself how horrifying it would be to be somebody participating in this battle.
Yeah.
Because everything around you is such a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautifully shot. A little dark at sometimes. I couldn't really see. It was just mass chaos, but I think that's kind of what they were going for. That was the overall theme, was just everyone's being taken out. It's just mass chaos at this point. The scenes in the sky with the dragons, it was beautifully shot. So I thought it was a wonderfully done episode.
Yeah, and also the music. Like, I love the sound design when there wasn't music, really feeling that cold environment. But also with the music, it was like a mixture of a little bit of that menacing Terminator 2 music with some like Hans Zimmer-esque like score.
It's got that constant percussion.
Yeah, and I was even thinking of there's this like album I listened to a long time ago, which is all this kind of instrumental music. Heretic by Lustmore. The vibe here was so, like we were saying, feeling very realistic. Like you hear big battle sequence, and this is what you're going to be building up for. I was for some reason expecting like, oh, I'm sure it's going to be really harrowing and sad or whatever, but I was expecting, I don't know if the right word's glamorous looking episode, but it felt so gritty that I was like, this is giving me anxiety and I have a headache because this feels I know there's like the whites and then there's dragons, but it also feels like I'm watching something very real. And so it was really hard to sit through at times.
Yeah, I mean, it has that Lord of the Rings-y sort of epic, very tangible quality.
But in a more real R-rated version of that,
Well, and I know some people complained that the previous season was a little bit blockbustery at times, and so I can see why you might expect for this to be a little more glamorized. But I loved about this whole episode that they honed in on the realism and the horror and
what it feels like on our side.
Because so many
that's why
of their
you can't see a lot.
And I love the haunting quality because it is so natural. It's just because their forces are so awe-inspiringly terrible. And they really captured that with the dragons, with the giants, with just the way they really showed the hordes just overpowering everyone, or that shot where the line of flaming swords slowly goes out. Like, they're really great at communicating visually just the nightmare that this all is.
For left and right, you're like, who's gonna die? And I think we counted like 6 main deaths at least, something like that.
Something like that.
I mean, the first big one was Ed. That was one that like you see coming in the moment. That was like a generic war battle death where they like, you save someone, pick them up, you look at each other for a while. That's why I was like, keep fighting.
There's like a beat, and that beat is all you need.
Because he was the commander of the Night's Watch, right?
I believe so.
He was like the 999th, so it's like...
Oh, damn.
It's a bummer.
And then we brought up the giants, Lyanna Mormont. I thought they were like, oh my god, are we gonna crush this little girl on camera? Like, we're just gonna have this like super gruesome death. But it was cool that she was able to have like one of those rewarding deaths where she it feels like everyone who died doing in a sacrificial manner.
Everybody died, giving their life for something, or taking that one last opportunity to make a difference in the battle. And everybody gets a moment to truly shine and maybe even get an arc wrapped up before they go.
I think last week we all said that Theon would probably die this
Yeah.
episode. I thought it was really beautiful the way they handled his death. This whole time he's been wanting, redemption. Even though he said, I'm gonna defend you, Bran, because of everything I did that was so fucked up last time I was here. Having that moment with Bran to say, you're a good man, Theon, thank you. Like just letting him know, look, you're gonna die right now, but I want you to know that I forgive you and you've redeemed yourself.
Yeah.
Now go die.
Theon understands that, and it's such a touching moment. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I wonder if Bran knew exactly how this would play out. So that entire moment, he's waiting for Arya to show
He's
up.
Doctor Strange.
He's Doctor. So he's just sitting there waiting for Arya to show up. He's like, I know how this is all gonna play out. It's all fine. Even the Sansa Tyrion scenes, all the dialogue scenes, they were important moments. They were important dialogue moments to have.
But even Sansa and Tyrion, it seemed like they were hinting or teasing
know.
at something. I'm like,
When he kisses her hand, I'm like,
well, in that moment to me, it felt like that they thought they were gonna die, and all they have is each other. Not like they went for the lips or something like that. But still, there is that thing where you're like,
I heard they shot a full-on sex scene and then cut it out because they were like, this isn't appropriate for that battle,
we already had Arya last week.
And then you got Beric in here too.
That was harrowing.
In that moment,
Yeah.
I mean, you were calling it the whole time.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't hear us because this TV was so loud. But I was like, "Is one of them?" You're like, "Yeah, it's because of I forgot why you knew or something specific. Because of the mountain."
I knew that the Hound had to survive because we have to have the brother showdown between the Mountain and the Hound. And Beric died forever ago in the books, so it was just a matter of time.
But that was cool to wrap it back up with Melisandre also saying
The gods kept you around for a reason.
Yeah, brought
the
you
Lord
back.
of Light
Yeah.
kept you around for a reason.
So does that mean that the gods are just the producers of the show?
Yes.
Keep that character. But I love the way they realize that and the way he makes the extra effort to really barricade that part of the hallway and really hold them back.
For any big death sequences, you need at least one moment that feels Christ-like.
I know.
So
Even
him in
Jorah.
the hallway,
Yeah.
arms out.
Yeah,
It's better than laying down. I'm
Even with
all you can
Jorah,
do.
Dany at one point uses him as a shield. He's pretty much basically dead, but at one point she uses his body as a shield.
Oh.
Because, he, number one, that's what he would want, but still.
It's still weird to
wow.
make that happen yourself.
Yeah.
I do feel that for Jorah. Jorah's always been one of my favorite characters,
Yeah.
and I do feel that. I mean, if he's gonna go out,
He would want it this
He
way.
would want to die protecting
This
the
is how
woman he loves.
Yeah, this is how he wanted to go out.
I didn't disagree with the way any of the deaths went down. They all felt appropriate, and they felt in tune with how this character deserves to go out.
Yeah.
There wasn't just some surprise death
Yeah.
to the degree of just didn't see that coming, and how damn, that's not fair.
And I thought it was really nice the way they capped the episode off with Melisandre kind of walking out into the morning and laying down and fading away.
And I'm really happy
Served her
because
purpose, yeah.
some people might be mad about that because people are going to be like, well, Davros and Brienne might have wanted their revenge and she deserved to die by their hands. But she really served her purpose and did a lot to help in this battle, bringing Jon Snow back in general. So I feel like she deserved to go out on her own terms.
Funny enough, I felt like Jon Snow participated the least in a lot of this
And
fight.
Dany. And Dany.
It's I know in the beginning, it is an epic episode. In the beginning of it, there's a little bit of a delayed reaction for the dragons to enter.
Yeah,
There's a point where like, where are they getting attacking right now? Yeah. They're so high up. Where are they? Yeah. They put them in an interesting obstacle with having to deal with, the Night King's storm mutant power effect to be able to control the weather. They were just trapped in there. And I thought that was kind of clever to actually have them trapped in this snowstorm in the sky.
Blizzard,
They just can't see past anything. Even when they were trying to make fire, they can't see the signal. There's no way they can see the signal, or they probably don't even know where they're at. I think we all thought that it was going to be like Jon Snow was going to have a showdown with the Night King. But to me, Arya was, throughout this whole episode, the highlight for me. Yeah. When she's up there, doing all the spear fighting skills.
So cool.
It was so awesome. And then even getting that real horror movie element where she's having to sneak around.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know how many are there. I really love the way they choreographed that whole sequence because you think, okay, there's 2. All right, there's 3. She throws the book. Oh, there's a lot more.
Yeah, they all come out of the shadows. Even though it's probably the most relieving part of the scene, it still is oh God, all the ones we didn't know about.
You're like, no wonder she's not just fighting these few,
Yeah, exactly.
because there's a lot more. And then the second you think she gets away, then she's just having to find her way through the hallway. And also, I think one major thing they enhanced in terms of relationship and storyline is between the Hound and Arya, because they did have a little moment where Arya saves the Hound's life. The Hound is terrified, but he like decides to continue fighting when he sees Arya's in danger. Through visual storytelling we've got in there, instead of them having a dialogue where we're like, we actually like each other and we're looking out for each other.
You're all right.
Yeah, they're like, no, but they do care about one another, and
Yeah.
it was like a good way to solidify that through this type of nightmarish sequence that we got for an hour and some odd minutes. I really thought like we were gonna lose like Brienne at times or Jamie at times. The episode was so chaotic in the way it was shot that I'm like, did we miss? I feel like if there was a major death, we would have like really let it settle in, right? We would have had that, because there was a time where it looked like Gilly might have died.
There was like at the top of the episode, in the crypts, I thought she maybe got dragged away or something. But like early on in the episode, when the Night King's forces like they first set in, I thought just like everyone was gonna go right away. I love that gave us opportunities at least to show also like Jaime jumping in to help Brienne, and Brienne returning the favor and helping Jaime.
Right.
Like
the Dothraki got taken out there, but Jorah was with the Dothraki, and so was Ghost. We see Jorah return, but we don't see Ghost return. But we also don't see Ghost rise back up again when the Night King.
I think when they started charging, I think I saw Ghost turn to the left.
I think I did too.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
think he
Ghost
just
is going somewhere else.
I think you saw Nymeria and was like,
he's like, whoa, wait.
Because what's going to happen in the next episode is Ghost's going to show up with all the other dire wolves that we didn't know about, and they're going to march on King's Landing.
Okay, you're right.
I think Ghost got very distracted.
You're right.
Squirrel!
From the very beginning of this battle, they did a great job at setting up that wherever there's hope, you're going to lose your hope. Like, it just kept going that way. Oh, Melisandre shows
They
up.
light the trenches.
They all
they
go
light
pretty
the swords. Yeah.
We're going to be good. If Dothraki go in, and then suddenly you don't even see what happens. It's just, oh no, they're all gone. Even when they do the trench, and then they start sacrificing themselves to get on there. It was
so sinister, and it's so just it's like it really feels like pure evil.
I thought Varys was supposed to be part of Melisandre's prophecy.
I mean, Winterfell didn't. We don't know when. Yeah.
50 years from now, he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's gonna die an old man. Warm in his bed.
By
Not
the end
here.
of this season, Varys will die, and I think that holds true to still another prophecy I have about Tyrion and Varys betraying Dany eventually down the line.
There was a big moment here where, I mean, Daenerys did take a long time to start flying. Like, I don't know why she was just, I mean, maybe you guys have an idea why, but in the moment of us watching it, I'm like, why is she just on the ground? Why is she not flying away right now?
Why are you waiting
Why
down
are
there?
Dany and Jon the worst pet owners ever? Rhaegal, I'll just fly you and leave you here after you fall. Goodbye.
What stood out to me was I thought we would have a moment where she's gonna like potentially let Jon, but it seemed like the second we didn't see her point of view, but she definitely just saved his ass. Like no questions asked, and and went down there to go help him.
Oh yeah,
and it seemed like the last thing on her mind was the Iron Throne and just keeping him alive.
Well, yeah, I think the pure devastation of the battle and seeing what the forces were capable of, like that was the impression that the very first wave, how non-effective the infantry was. Just like really is a great visual communicator of like, okay, nothing matters. This is gonna consume the world if we all don't act right now. Like I think that is a great just way of communicating that she addresses in the previous episode. Maybe Jon Snow manipulated me to come here and to fight for his cause, and now she can see beyond any shadow of any doubt that this cause is the cause. And
I think our reaction to Arya saving the day is plenty.
The most rewarding moment.
Because you don't see that coming. You're like, oh no, is she gonna die? And then the second she kills him, that was...
Her reflexes are the best.
Because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, when they were going in slow motion and playing that awesome music, I was thinking about all the bastards. I'm like, I remember we had something similar, right? Where we thought that it all was lost. Yeah. But something has to happen, right? So I was thinking that, like, something has to happen. But even when she showed up and he catches her, I'm like, oh, never mind. It's not gonna turn out the way we want. But damn, what a great moment. I don't know how she got so high.
I don't know how she got there so quick.
It looked like someone threw her. And she,
maybe the Hound threw her.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. To me, it's kind of like not about the logic of that moment.
Yeah.
It's more about the emotional impact of that moment and who Arya's become. So I'm very forgiving of the logistics. I don't know how exactly she got there, but she got there. Yeah.
And part of who Arya's become is somebody who is, of an order who can sneak around in ways where you're like, how do they get there without anybody? everybody.
How'd she
noticing, so-
The thing about the sneaking, though, you got a whole crowd of.
And his guards were there.
Yeah, there's a
his top
whole bunch.
guards.
Yeah, no, I-
So how did she
I know,
sneak
I know,
over there
I know.
exactly?
I don't know.
And she also seems
She's
to
a
be coming
master
from above. You
I'm
know?
just saying, like, of all the characters, she's the only, like, small master sneaker.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I guess if anybody's gonna do
Part of
it-
me is like, whatever. Yeah.
that's my logic for the whatever.
I guess now that we got that out of the way, we got a couple things to really hone in on.
Cersei.
Game of Thrones political wise.
Yeah.
Cersei, what's going to become of the Iron Throne now that because Daenerys and Jon do have to work that out.
Find anyone to fight now.
Yeah.
Because the Dothraki are all gone. The Unsullied are pretty much all gone.
Are pretty depleted
Yeah.
at the very least. Oh, that's gonna the battle for the Iron Throne is gonna be icky and nasty.
Are we supposed to get another crazy battle?
I think episode 5 is another crazy battle.
There's got to be another crazy.
All right, we need to do something about the lighting
Yeah.
at the new apartment.
Who knows? Maybe that'll be like a totally daytime, like really bright battle.
Probably. Actually, that could be in the day.
Because it's King's Landing.
Yeah. What'd you think of this episode of Game of Thrones? And I would like to give a patron of the day shout out to a man named J.N. Valente. Have I ever told you about J.N. Valente?
No, tell me about it.
J.N. Valente has been a long time, like one of our earliest patrons. He is the most fun person to engage with in conversation because you'll send him a message, maybe asking him a question or two. You won't hear from him for months. He'll stay pledged. Then suddenly he sends you a monologue of what I could only describe as a stream of consciousness journaling session. Yeah. Where I'm like, I don't know if he answered anything of what I said, and I'm not sure what he's talking about.
I've looked over a few.
But I'm gonna do my best to reply to this right now. He's one of my favorite people because of how charmingly strange you are. I wouldn't have you any other way, so thank you, buddy, for being you.
Much love to you.
You guys can subscribe to the Reject Nation, click that notification bell. Thank you, John and Olivia, for being you.
No problem. And to Nerd Chronic for putting this all together.
Check out our full-length stream along on Patreon. On to editing.
Ooh.